This is the world's greatest pesto. It was made by Chef Paolo Laboa at his restaurant Solo Italiano in Portland, Maine. Paolo won the International World Pesto Championship with this particular recipe. Yeah, it's a thing. Today, I'm going to show you how to hack this recipe and make the world's greatest pesto at home.
The first thing that you'll notice about Paolo's pesto is the color and the texture. It almost looks more like guacamole than pesto. It's extremely rich and creamy. It has an intense fresh basil flavor and a good bit of salt and garlic. I did a lot of research into the style of pesto and found some recipes and resources that Paolo has put out over the years. I've compiled all of my research and I think I know the secrets to his pesto success. Now, I'm finally ready to try and recreate his masterpiece. All Genovese style pestos have only 7 ingredients: pine nuts, garlic, sea salt, pecorino cheese, Parmigiano cheese, olive oil, and basil. But not just any basil. This is Genovese basil. Choose small, baby, round-leafed basil leaves of the Genovese variety for best flavor. The smaller the leaves, the sweeter the taste. The aroma is mild and delicate, and the color is bright and fresh. Look for small leaves that curl under like spoons. The larger leafed basil is too strong and can have almost a licorice or mint flavor. I'll start my pesto by trimming my basil and getting it into an ice water bath. Cold water helps retain the aromatics when washing your basil. I stuck my food processor in the freezer for 30 minutes before I went to make this pesto. Keeping everything cold while mixing helps pesto maintain its color and delicate flavor. In my frozen food processor, I'm adding half a cup of olive oil, 3 tablespoons pine nuts, and a large garlic clove. I'll blend this until it forms a paste. Then I'll add half a cup of shredded Parmigiano and a quarter cup of shredded pecorino. Blend that all up until it's real nice and smooth. Now I'm adding my 3 cups of basil. This is different than most modern methods that call for adding the olive oil at the end of the recipe and blending the basil first. Paolo's technique helps keep the basil from oxidizing, keeping the flavor and color intact. Blend it until smooth, but absolutely no longer than that. Then we'll press everything through a sieve. Finally, add salt to taste. You might decide it doesn't actually need any extra salt, as both cheeses add a good bit of salinity.
This is about as close as I can get. As you can see, the texture is just not quite as creamy as Paolo's. The flavor is right there for sure. You got that super bright basil flavor, the subtle olive oil. I used a little too much garlic. I should have used 1 clove, I think, instead of 2, which gave it a little bit of a bitterness. Not overpowering, but definitely will back down the garlic next time. Color's pretty close. I did get a little bit more of a green, kind of grainy color than Paolo's. I'm not really sure what he uses to blend, but I don't think it's just a standard food processor. It might be an actual blender, like a Vitamix. It's just to get all of the little flakes broken down without generating too much heat. So, all in all, I think it's a great recipe. There's a little room for improvement. I'll continue to update this recipe until I get it exactly the way I want it, though. Pretty good.